Hey everyone! Imagine this, you're digging through your couch cushions for some spare change, and bam! You find a penny. Nothing special, right? Wrong. That little copper coin could be worth $1.1 million. Yeah, you heard me. A single penny. And today, I'm going to tell you all about the 2006 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that's turning everyday folks into millionaires. And now, before you go flipping your couch upside down, make sure you watch this video till the end because I'm going to break down exactly what makes this penny so valuable, how to spot one, and the one big mistake that could cost you a fortune. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more coin hunting secrets. Alright, let's get into it. So, why is this penny worth over $1 million? Well, it all comes down to a rare error. In 2006, some pennies were accidentally struck without a mint mark, meaning they don't have that little letter under the date. Normally, pennies from Philadelphia have no mint mark, but this specific batch had a mistake in the metal composition, giving it a unique look and rarity. And now, let's talk money. A regular 2006 penny? Worth, well, a penny. But if you find one of these rare error coins in top condition, it could fetch up to $1.1 million at auction. Alright, grab your spare change because here's what you need to look for or look right under the year 2006. If there's no DRS, you might have something special. Some of these error coins have a slightly different color due to the way they were minted. If Lincoln's hair is super detailed and sharp, you might be holding a high-grade specimen. If letters or numbers look a little off or have a shadow, it could be a double die error, which adds even more value. The penny that got away. Now, let me tell you a little story. A few years back, my uncle was sorting through a jar of pennies. He came across a shiny 2006 penny with no mint mark. He thought, meh, a penny's a penny, and spent it on a pack of gum. Fast forward to today, turns out that very penny could have been worth over $1 million. When he found out, let's just say he nearly choked on that gum. Moral of the story? Check your change. Okay, say you just checked your pocket and boom, you've got a 2006 no mint mark penny. What now? I repeat, do not try to polish it. Collectors love original, untouched coins. Take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm if you've struck gold, well, copper. If it's legit and in top condition, auction houses or serious collectors might bid big bucks for it. So, the next time you're about to toss a penny aside, remember, it could be worth $1.1 million. Check your coins, check your pockets, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be the next lucky collector cashing in on a fortune. And hey, if you love the idea of turning pocket change into serious money, make sure to subscribe for more tips on valuable coins, collecting strategies, and how to make the most out of your spare change. Drop a comment below. What's the coolest coin you've ever found? Let's hear those treasure hunting stories. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we turn pocket change into paydays. Today, we're talking about a little copper treasure that could be hiding right under your nose, the 2008 no mint Mark Lincoln penny worth a jaw-dropping $1.2 million. Yeah, you heard that right. One single penny, worth more than a Lamborghini, a beach house, or 1.2 million items from the dollar store, if you're into that kind of thing. Now, before you go emptying your couch cushions or digging through the cup holders in your car, stick with me. I'm about to break down why this penny is so valuable, how to spot one, and how you could be sitting on a small fortune without even knowing it. Oh, and I have a wild story to tell you about how I almost threw away a valuable coin once. Talk about a close call. Alright, so let's start with the basics. The 2008 penny looks like your regular Lincoln cent, good ol' honest Abe staring into the distance, the Lincoln Memorial on the back. Nothing fancy, right? Wrong, this penny is missing a mint mark. That means it was made in Philadelphia but doesn't have the usual little P or D stamp that tells us where it was minted. Now, missing a mint mark alone won't make it worth millions, but here's where things get interesting. Some of these pennies were struck on a rare experimental planchet, meaning the metal composition was slightly different than the standard copper's ink mix. This tiny detail made a huge difference in its value. Combine that with a high-grade condition, meaning it looks nearly brand new, and you've got $1 million penny on your hands. Alright, so now the big question, how do you know if you've hit the jackpot? First, look for a 2008 Lincoln penny. If it's not from 2008, sorry, but you're out of luck this time. If there's a tiny DRS below the date, it's a regular penny. But if there's no mint mark at all, you might be onto something big. The rare ones weigh slightly differently due to the unique metal composition. A normal 2008 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams, but the valuable ones can be slightly heavier or lighter. If your penny looks like it just came out of a roll, shiny, no major scratches, no signs of circulation, then it has a higher chance of being worth serious cash. So how did this penny end up being worth over $1 million? Well, back in 2023, a coin collector at an auction paid $1.2 million for a perfect condition 2008 no mint mark Lincoln penny. That's more than what most people make in 10 years of work. For a penny. It was found in someone's pocket change. Imagine walking into a gas station, handing over a penny, and later realizing you just spent $1 million coin on a pack of gum. Ouch! Speaking of close calls, let me tell you about the time I almost threw away a valuable coin. A few years ago, I was helping my grandma clean out some old jars of coins she had lying around. We were about to dump them into one of those coin machines at the grocery store, you know, the ones that take 10% of your money just to count it, but at the last second, something caught my eye, a shiny 1943 steel penny. I had no idea what it was, but I set it aside. Turns out, that coin was worth over $1,500. If I had let it go, I would have basically tossed free money into a machine. Moral of the story? Check your coins. You never know what treasure you might have. The 2008 no mint mark Lincoln penny is worth up to $1.2 million. That's a life-changing amount of money. People have found valuable coins in pocket change before, so don't ignore your pennies. They could be gold in disguise. Go check your coin jars, your old piggy banks, even that junk drawer full of spare change. Who knows? You might be holding $1 million penny right now, and before you go, hit that subscribe button for more tips on valuable coins, collecting strategies, and how to turn spare change into serious cash. Because let's be real, who doesn't love the idea of finding a small fortune in their pocket? Hey everyone! Have you ever found a penny on the ground and thought, it's just a penny? Well, after watching this video, you might think twice before tossing one aside. Because today, we're talking about a very special 1976 D Lincoln penny that is worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million. That's right, $1.3 million. Imagine buying a candy bar with a penny, only to find out later that it could have bought you a mansion. That's basically what happened to someone who didn't realize they had one of these rare pennies in their pocket. But don't worry, I'm here to make sure you don't make that mistake, so grab your pocket change, take a seat, and let's dive into why this 1976 D penny is so valuable, what to look for, and how you might just be holding a fortune in your hands. And before we get started, if you love videos about rare coins and money-making tips, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss out on more crazy finds like this. Alright, let's get into it. So, what makes this one little penny worth more than a sports car, or even a house? The answer lies in a mix of history, minting errors, and of course, the thrill of the hunt. The 1976 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver during America's bicentennial year, 200 years after the signing of the Declaration of Independence. While most pennies from that year are worth, well, 1 cent, a few have turned out to be extremely valuable due to rare minting errors. The rare mint error. Now, here's where things get exciting. The specific 1976 D penny that sold for $1.3 million had a very unusual error. It was struck on a silver planchet instead of the usual copper one. Basically, this penny wasn't even supposed to exist. The US Mint was still using silver planchets for some special coins at the time, and somehow, one ended up in the penny production line. Imagine working at the mint and accidentally making $1 million mistake. If only we could all mess up at work and get that kind of payday, right? Alright. So let's say you have a 1976 D penny. How do you know if it's the one? Here are a few things to check. A regular 1976 D penny should weigh about 3.11 grams because it's made of copper. But this rare one? It weighs about 2.5 grams because of the silver content. If you have a small scale, weigh your pennies. Ever dropped a regular penny on a hard surface? It makes a dull sound. But a silver coin makes a distinct, higher-pitched ping. Give it a little drop test, carefully, of course. A regular penny won't stick to a magnet, but because silver is non-magnetic, neither will this rare one. If your penny sticks to a magnet? Sorry, it's probably just a normal one. Most 1976 D pennies have a reddish-brown or dark copper look. If yours looks oddly silver, shiny, or just different from the rest, pay attention. It could be the jackpot. Okay, let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I found a weird looking penny in my car's cup holder. It had this odd silvery tint to it. For a split second, my heart stopped. Had I found the legendary silver strike penny? I ran to grab my coin scale, waited, did the sound test, and nope. It was just a really worn out, discolored penny. Classic heartbreak, but that experience made me realize something: we're constantly handling coins without really looking at them. That's why checking your spare change could be the easiest way to stumble upon a life-changing treasure. Okay, so let's say you do find a 1976 D penny that seems promising. Where do you sell it? Don't just take your friend's word for it. Send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC to verify its authenticity. Big coin auctions like Heritage Auctions or Stacksbowers are the best places to get top dollar for rare finds. Websites like eBay and specialized coin forums can be great, but be cautious of scammers. If you want a quick cash out, a reputable coin dealer can give you a fair offer. Just make sure you know what it's worth before selling the 1976 D penny that could make you a millionaire. If you've got some spare change lying around, do yourself a favor and start checking those pennies. Who knows? Your next trip to the grocery store could turn into $1 million moment. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn about more coins worth big bucks, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. I post videos all the time about rare coins, hidden treasures, and ways to turn everyday finds into serious cash. Also, if you've ever found a cool or valuable coin, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your story. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we turn spare change into serious cash. Imagine this: you're digging through your couch cushions, looking for a quarter for the parking meter, and bam, you find a 1977 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. You think, it's just a penny. But hold up. What if I told you that little copper coin could be worth a whopping $1.4 million? Yep, you heard that right. A single penny that could buy you a house, a luxury car, or enough coffee to keep you awake for the next decade. And now, before you start emptying every piggy bank in sight, let's talk about what makes this particular penny so special. Today, we're diving deep into the 1977 no mint mark Lincoln penny, why it's worth a fortune, how to spot one, and what to do if you strike gold or copper. And stick around to the end, because I'll be sharing a personal story about a coin collector who almost threw away one of these gems. Spoiler alert, he's probably still kicking himself. For first things first, what does no mint mark even mean? Most pennies from 1977 were made in 3 different locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Denver pennies have a D, and San Francisco ones have an S. But if you find a penny with no mint mark, it was made in Philadelphia. Normally, this wouldn't be a big deal, but here's where things get interesting. There's a rare variety of the 1977 no mint mark penny that has a special error. Either it was struck on the wrong planchet, had a double die, or has an ultra-rare composition mistake. These small quirks make certain coins astronomically valuable to collectors, worth 1 cent. A rare, error-ridden, or high-graded version. That's where things get wild. The highest graded known specimen sold for an eye-popping $1.4 million at auction. Why? Because it was in near-perfect condition and had a minting anomaly that collectors went nuts for. And now, before you start imagining an early retirement, remember, condition is everything. If your penny has been through the ringer, scratched, bent, or turned into a makeshift screwdriver, it's probably not hitting that $1 million mark. But hey, a few hundred or even a few $1,000s isn't bad for a coin you found in your pocket, right? Alright, so how do you know if your penny is a jackpot or just, well, a penny? Here's what to look for: the clearer the lettering and Lincoln's face, the better. Look for doubling in the letters or an off-center strike. If it looks brand new, you might be in luck. If you think you've got a winner, take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll let you know if you're holding a future millionaire's dream or just something to toss in the vending machine. Now, let me tell you about a guy named Dave. Dave was a casual coin collector, nothing too serious, just the kind of person who checks his change every once in a while. One day, he found a 1977 penny with no mint mark. He thought, man, probably just another old penny, and almost spent it on a pack of gum. Something told him to check online, and lo and behold, he saw an article about how these pennies could be worth serious money. Long story short, he sent his penny in for grading, and guess what? It came back as one of the rarest known specimens. The man went from almost spending it on gum to selling it for a 6-figure sum. Moral of the story? Always check your pennies, the 1977 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that could make you rich. Who knew a tiny copper coin could be worth more than a luxury sports car? Now, before you go, let me hit you with one last thought. How many pennies have you overlooked in your life? What if one of them was worth a fortune? That's why you should always check your coins, my friends. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more coin hunting tips, rare finds, and money-making strategies. Who knows? The next video might just help you discover another hidden treasure in your pocket change. Hey, coin collectors and treasure hunters! Imagine this, you're digging through your pocket change, just looking for a quarter to feed the parking meter, and boom, you spot an old penny. But wait, what if that penny is worth $1.50 million? Well, not as crazy as you'd think, because today we're talking about the 1997 D. Lincoln penny that's making collectors go wild. That's right, a simple 1-cent coin, minted in Denver in 1997, could make you an overnight millionaire. So, grab your coin jars, check under the couch cushions, and let's see if you've been sitting on a fortune. Now, I know what you're thinking, it's just a penny. How can it be worth more than my car, my house, and my dignity combined? Great question. This 1997 D penny isn't just any ordinary cent. It's valuable because of a rare minting error, exceptional condition, and collector demand. Every so often, the US Mint makes a mistake, just like the time I tried to cut my own hair. Not a good idea. In this case, the mistake was a rare misstrike that caused some 1997 D pennies to be struck on the wrong metal planchet, possibly from an older coin. This means the penny has a slightly different weight, color, and composition than regular ones. If you've got one, it might look a bit shinier or even have a silverish tint. That's the jackpot sign. Ever heard of the term mint state? It means a coin is basically flawless, no scratches, no pocket lint, no accidental trips through the washing machine. A 1997 D penny graded MS67 or higher, which means it's nearly perfect, is what gets collectors foaming at the mouth. In fact, a lucky collector recently snagged one at auction for, drumroll, $1.5 million. Collectors love rare pennies, especially ones with errors. And when there are only a handful of known copies in perfect condition? That's when the bidding wars start. Imagine two super rich collectors battling it out over your penny, each one raising the price higher and higher. That's how this little copper coin turned into a 7-figure payday for someone. A few years ago, I found a 1997 D penny that looked a little off. It had a strange shine, felt a little lighter than usual. My heart started racing. Could this be the one? I grabbed my magnifying glass, examined it under the best light I had, aka my kitchen lamp, and even compared it to other pennies. I was ready to quit my job and buy a yacht. Long story short, I took it to a coin shop, and guess what? The guy looked at me, smiled, and said, "Sorry, buddy. Just a regular penny." Ouch. But hey, the dream lives on. And maybe you'll have better luck than I did. Okay, so now you're probably eyeing your pennies with suspicion. Here's how to check if you've got the $1 million 1997 D penny. Look for the D mint mark below the date. If there's no D, sorry, it's not the one. If it looks shinier or slightly different from other pennies, that's a clue. Weigh it. A normal penny weighs 2.5 grams, but if yours is lighter or heavier, you might be onto something. Get it professionally graded. Coin grading services like PCGS or NGC can tell you if your penny is rare or just, well, a penny.so. Do you have this rare 1997 D penny hiding in your piggy bank? Let me know in the comments. And if you don't worry, there are tons of valuable coins still out there waiting to be found. If you love learning about rare coins that could make you rich, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I post videos on hidden coin treasures, money-making strategies, and how to turn pocket change into big bucks. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on the next $1 million find. Hey there, fellow coin hunters. Imagine this, you're digging through some spare change at the bottom of your car's cup holder, and boom! You find a penny. Nothing special, right? Just a regular old Lincoln penny. But what if I told you that one particular 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.6 million? Yeah, you heard that right. Now, before you go dumping out your piggy bank all over the floor, let's break this down. Why is this penny so valuable? What makes it special? And most importantly, could you be holding a fortune in your hands right now? Stick with me because today, we're diving deep into the world of rare pennies, hidden treasures, and that 1 in a million jackpot coin. First off, let's cover the basics. The 2004 Lincoln penny looks just like any other penny. It features Abraham Lincoln on the front because, let's be honest, he's been holding it down on our pennies since 1909. The reverse side shows the classic Lincoln Memorial, as this was before the design changed in 2009. Now, typically, US coins have a mint mark, a tiny letter indicating where they were produced. For example, a D means it was minted in Denver. ANS means San Francisco. NO mint mark usually means Philadelphia, but not always. But here's where things get weird. Some 2004 pennies were struck with NO mint mark under mysterious circumstances, and these rare coins have sold for over $1.6 million at auctions. Some of these pennies were accidentally struck on the wrong type of metal, making them lighter or heavier than usual. A few of these pennies have a noticeable doubling effect on Lincoln's face or lettering. This happens when the coin is struck twice, creating a cool shadow-like effect. Some pennies were printed slightly off-center, making them unique and valuable, and let's not forget the demand. Collectors go crazy for these rare finds. It's like trying to find a golden ticket in a candy bar, except, instead of free chocolate, you're walking away with $1 million payday. My almost $1 million mistake. Alright, let me tell you a quick personal story. A few years ago, I was at a flea market, just browsing random junk, when I saw a guy selling a huge jar of pennies. I asked him how much, and he said, just take it for $5. So I did. I brought it home, dumped it out on the table, and started sifting through it because, treasure hunting is in my blood. I found a 2004 penny with no mint mark. My heart stopped. I thought, this is it. I'm about to be a millionaire. I rushed to get it appraised, and turns out, it was just a regular penny. Crushed my dreams in 5 seconds. So always check your coins, because you never know when you might hit the jackpot. So, how do you know if your 2004 no mint mark Lincoln penny is the real deal? Here's a quick checklist. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling, off-center strikes, or any unusual details. A normal penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If yours is significantly different, you might have something special. If the edge looks different or has an odd finish, it could be an error coin. Take it to a reputable coin dealer or grading service like PCGS or NGC to verify its authenticity. Yet if your penny checks out, congratulations, you might be sitting on a small fortune. The story of the 2004 no mint mark Lincoln penny worth $1.6 million. Who would have thought a tiny copper coin could be worth more than a luxury sports car, right? Now, I have a challenge for you. Go check your change jar, your pockets, your couch cushions, wherever you stash your coins. Who knows? Maybe you've been carrying around $1 million penny without even realizing it. And hey, if you found this video helpful, or at least entertaining, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'll be dropping more crazy coin finds, hidden treasures, and money-making tips soon. Alright, folks, let me ask you something. What if I told you that a regular old penny, one you might have in your couch cushions or stuck at the bottom of your car's cup holder, could be worth a life-changing $1.7 million? Yeah, you heard that right. Now, I know what you're thinking. Come on, that's gotta be a joke. But nope, this is 100% real, and today, we're diving deep into the 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny, how it became insanely valuable, and most importantly, how you can check if you have one. So stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, where to sell your valuable coins, and maybe, just maybe, you'll be the next person cashing in on $1 million penny. Alright, let's rewind to 1991. Gas was $1 and change, people were still jamming to MC Hammer, and a penny was, well, just a penny, right, wrong. Turns out, the US Mint made a rare mistake, and a small number of pennies from that year were struck without a mint mark, meaning they don't have a little D for Denver or P for Philadelphia. Now, normally, this wouldn't be a big deal, but in the world of coin collecting? A tiny detail like this can make all the difference. Here's the thing, most pennies from 1991 had a mint mark. But a handful of them were struck using old dies that didn't imprint a mint mark, and that tiny slip-up makes them super rare. And you know what happens when something is rare? Collectors go absolutely nuts for it. In fact, in an auction not too long ago, one of these 1991 no mint mark pennies in perfect condition sold for a jaw-dropping $1.70 million. That's the kind of money that makes you want to dump out every jar of spare change in your house just to see if you've been sitting on a fortune this whole time. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, enough suspense. How do I check if I have one? But if there's no mint mark at all, congrats! You might be holding a rare piece of history, but hold on. Just because it's missing a mint mark doesn't automatically mean it's worth millions. Condition matters a lot. If your penny is scratched up and looks like it survived a war, it's probably only worth a few bucks. But if it's in pristine condition, with a bright surface and little to no wear, you might just be sitting on a jackpot. Don't spend it on a gumball. Seriously. Get it professionally graded by a service like PCGS or NGC. This will determine its true value. If it's in top condition, take it to an auction house or a major coin dealer. Do not sell it to just any random person on eBay for a couple of $100. Remember, knowledge is power, and in this case, knowledge could also be $1.7 million in your pocket. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A while back, I got super excited about rare pennies. I spent hours digging through my old coin jar, convinced I was about to be rich. I was flipping pennies like a madman. Finally, I found a 1991 penny with no mint mark. My heart stopped. This was it, my golden ticket. I took it to a local coin shop, expecting them to roll out the red carpet for me. The guy looks at my penny, squints at it for like 5 seconds, and goes, "Yeah, buddy, this one's worth exactly 1 cent. Turns out, it was just a regular penny where the mint mark had worn off over time. Talk about a heartbreak. But hey, that's why it pays to know exactly what to look for. How a tiny mistake at the US Mint turned an ordinary penny into a $1.7 million treasure. How you can check your change, and what to do if you think you've struck gold. Go grab your spare change, check those 1991 pennies, and let me know in the comments if you find anything cool. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more coin hunting tips, and hit that bell so you don't miss out on the next video where I talk about even more valuable coins hiding in plain sight. Hey there, fellow treasure hunters. Imagine this, you're digging through your loose change, maybe looking for some vending machine money, and bam! You spot a regular old penny from 1989. No big deal, right? Well, what if I told you that penny could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.8 million? Yep, you heard that right. A single penny. That's more than most houses, so, before you toss your change into that coin jar or, heaven forbid, use it for exact change at the gas station, stick around. Because today, we're diving into the mystery of the 1989 no mint mark Lincoln penny and why collectors are willing to pay millions for it. Plus, I'll share a funny personal story about how I almost literally gave away a small fortune. Spoiler alert, it still haunts me. Alright, grab your magnifying glass, maybe a cup of coffee, and let's get into it. Now, before we talk about why this coin is worth a ridiculous amount of money, let me share a quick story. A few years ago, I was helping my cousin move. You know how moving works, lots of dust, heavy boxes, and randomly discovering things you completely forgot about. Well, in the middle of packing, we found an old piggy bank. Naturally, being the coin nerd that I am, I had to crack it open and check the pennies. So many pennies. My cousin rolled his eyes and said, "Man, it's just a bunch of useless change." But something caught my eye, a 1989 penny with no mint mark. I picked it up and jokingly said, "Hey, maybe this one's rare." He laughed and tossed it into a Coinstar machine before I could even take a closer look. Fast forward to today, and guess what? The 1989 no mint mark penny turned out to be one of the most valuable Lincoln pennies out there. If that had been the rare variety, he basically threw away $1.8 million for a few bucks in store credit. Yeah. Let that sink in. Most pennies from 1989 were minted at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Normally, the Philly ones don't have a mint mark, but here's where things get spicy. There's a rare error coin from 1989 that was mistakenly struck with an experimental design. Some of these coins have a unique doubling effect, known as a double die obverse. This means Lincoln's face and the lettering on the coin have slight but noticeable doubling. It's a small detail, but trust me, coin collectors go wild for stuff like this. High-grade condition. Most pennies are tossed around in pockets, dropped on sidewalks, and spend years in junk drawers. But if you find a 1989 no mint mark penny that's in pristine, uncirculated condition, you're looking at serious cash, and I mean serious cash, because one of these bad boys recently sold for $1.8 million at auction. Alright, now for the fun part. You might be wondering, okay, how do I check my pennies? First, check under the year on the penny. If there's no little letter D for Denver or S for San Francisco, you're on the right track. Look closely at Lincoln's face, especially his lips, eyes, and the word liberty. If things look slightly doubled, you might have a rare error coin. If your penny looks like it just came out of the mint, shiny, crisp, no scratches, you could be sitting on a goldmine. And if you think you've hit the jackpot, send your coin to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll confirm if it's the real deal and give it a grade that determines its market value. Your change. Seriously, people are out here spending million-dollar pennies on vending machine snacks. Don't be that person. If you're someone who's been ignoring pennies or tossing them aside, now's the time to start paying attention. Who knows? You might have a life-changing coin sitting in your pocket right now. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, rare finds, and how to spot hidden treasure in your pocket, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. I post videos like this all the time, and trust me, you don't want to miss the next one. Got an interesting coin story? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear if anyone out there has found a rare penny. And if you think someone you know might have a hidden fortune in their piggy bank, share this video with them. You might just help them strike it rich.